Commander Jinwoo Park stood in the control center of Earth Defense Station Alpha, watching something that should not exist. 300 alien ships hung in space around Earth like dark clouds before a storm. Each ship was larger than Earth's biggest city. Their black metal surfaces reflected no light from the sun. "How many did you count again?" Jinwoo asked his second officer. 300 confirmed, sir. Maybe more, hiding behind the moon. Jinwoo had spent 15 years protecting Earth from asteroids and space debris. He had trained for many threats. Alien invasion was not one of them. The ships had appeared without warning 30 minutes ago. They came out of nowhere, as if space itself had opened up to let them through. Dr. So-Young Kim rushed into the control center. Her lab coat was wrinkled, and her black hair was messy from running. She held a tablet computer in her hands. "Commander, we're receiving a transmission," she said, breathing hard. "It's coming from the largest ship." "Put it on the main screen," Jinwoo ordered. The screen flickered and showed a creature that made everyone in the room step back. It looked like a giant insect crossed with a machine. Its head was triangular, with 6 glowing red eyes. Metal plates covered parts of its gray skin. When it spoke, its voice sounded like grinding metal. "Humans of Earth," the creature said. "I am War Leader Zektar of the Drakon Empire. We represent 12 great species of this galaxy. You have been judged." Jinwoo felt his heart pound, but he kept his face calm. "Judged for what?" "Your species spreads too fast. You consume too much. You fight too often. In 50 years, you have filled your solar system with machines and weapons. You are what we call a plague species." Dr. So-Young Kim moved closer to Jinwoo. She whispered, "Sir, I'm recording everything. We need to send this to Admiral Lee immediately." The alien continued speaking. "The Drakon Empire has kept peace in this galaxy for 1,000 years. We have stopped 7 plague species before you. We gave each of them the same choice we give you now." "What choice?" Jinwoo asked, though he was afraid to hear the answer. "You have 72 Earth hours to leave your planet forever. Take your ships and your people and go to the empty spaces between stars. Never return to any world that can support life. Do this, and we will let you live in exile." "And if we refuse?" The creature's 6 eyes glowed brighter. "Then we will sterilize Earth completely. Every human will die. Every animal will die. Every plant will die. We will burn your atmosphere and crack your planet's surface. Nothing will remain." The transmission ended. The control center was silent, except for the soft beeping of computers. Jinwoo looked around at his crew. He saw fear in their eyes, but also anger. These were good people who had spent their lives protecting Earth. Now, someone was threatening to destroy everything they loved. "Get me Admiral Lee," Jinwoo ordered. "Emergency priority." Admiral Hyun-Sik Lee's face appeared on a smaller screen within minutes. The Admiral was 70 years old with gray hair and deep lines around his eyes. He looked tired, but his voice was strong. "Commander Park, we've received the same transmission at all our defense stations. How many ships do you count?" 300 in my sector, Admiral. Reports are coming in from other stations. It looks like they have us surrounded completely. Many teen. S.P.U. Admiral Lee was quiet for a moment. "Dr. Kim?" Dr. So-Young Kim stepped forward. "Admiral, their ships are using technology we don't understand. Our sensors can't penetrate their hulls. Their energy signatures are unlike anything in our databases. Based on what we can detect, they have enough firepower to destroy Earth 100 times over. What about their claim that they stopped 7 other species?" "I'm checking our deep space radio telescopes now, sir. If they're telling the truth, we should see evidence of destroyed worlds in our sector." Jinwoo watched Dr. Kim work on her tablet. Her fingers moved quickly across the screen as she accessed data from observatories around the world. After 5 minutes, her face went pale. "Admiral, I'm finding radiation signatures consistent with planetary destruction. 7 star systems show signs of worlds that were recently sterilized. The radiation patterns match what these ships could produce. Admiral Lee closed his eyes for a moment. So, they're not lying? No, sir. They really have destroyed 7 civilizations. 1 was destroyed only 6 months ago. Jinwoo felt sick. Admiral, what are your orders? I'm calling an emergency meeting of the Earth Defense Council. All senior officers report to Geneva immediately. Dr. Kim, I want you there too. We need every expert we can find. What about the evacuation? Jinwoo asked. Admiral Lee's face was grim. Start emergency preparations, but don't announce anything yet. We have 72 hours to make an impossible choice. Do we abandon the only world our species has ever known? Or do we fight against odds that no one has ever survived? Dr. So-Young Kim looked up from her tablet. Admiral, there's something else. I'm detecting unusual seismic activity across all continents. Small earthquakes in places that never have earthquakes. It started exactly when the alien ships arrived. Coincidence? Admiral Lee asked. Maybe. Or maybe Earth is reacting to the threat somehow. Jinwoo stared out at the alien ships. They hung in space, like dark promises of death. But something in Dr. Kim's words gave him a strange feeling. Earth, reacting to the threat? That sounded impossible. But nothing about today was normal. Admiral, Jinwoo said, permission to speak freely? Granted. These aliens may have destroyed 7 other species. But those species weren't human. They weren't from Earth. Maybe we have something they didn't have. Quote. Like what, Commander? Jinwoo looked at his crew, then at Dr. Kim, then back at Admiral Lee. I don't know yet, sir, but I think we're about to find out. Dr. So-Young Kim had not slept for 36 hours. Empty coffee cups covered her desk at the Geneva Defense Center. Her computer screens showed data from every telescope and sensor array on Earth and in orbit. The alien ships still hung around Earth, like patient predators. She rubbed her tired eyes and looked at the analysis again. Something was wrong with the Drakon Empire's story. Computer, show me the transmission logs from all 12 alien ship types, she said. The screens filled with wave patterns and communication signatures. Each alien species in the fleet had different technology and different ways of sending messages. But 11 of the 12 species showed the same strange pattern. Dr. Kim leaned forward. She had seen this pattern before in her studies of conquered civilizations. It was the signature of forced cooperation. Someone was controlling 11 species and making them work together against their will. She picked up her phone and called Engineer Min-Jun Choi at the Deep Space Monitoring Station in Antarctica. Min-Jun, it's so young. I need you to run a deep analysis on the alien fleet's command structure. I'm already on it, Min-Jun replied. His voice sounded strange through the static. But, So-Young, you need to hear what I found first. It's about Earth. What about Earth? I was scanning the alien ships when I detected something impossible. There are quantum signatures coming from deep inside our planet. Really deep. Like, core-level deep. Dr. Kim sat up straight. That's impossible. We don't have quantum technology at that scale. That's what I thought too. But So-Young, these signatures are old. Really old. I'm talking millions of years old. And they're getting stronger since the aliens arrived. Dr. Kim felt her heart race. Send me everything you have. I'm coming to see this myself. 2 hours later, Dr. Kim stood in Min-Jun's monitoring station surrounded by screens showing Earth's internal structure. Min-Jun was 28 years old with messy brown hair and thick glasses. He looked like he hadn't slept either. Look at this, Min-Jun said, pointing to a 3-dimensional image of Earth. Deep in the planet's core, something was glowing with soft blue light. These quantum resonance patterns started the moment the alien ships appeared. It's like something woke up. Dr. Kim studied the data. This signature pattern, it's similar to some theoretical AI designs from the 2090 seconds. But this is much more advanced. Quote, AI? You think there's an artificial intelligence in Earth's core? Before Dr. Kim could answer, her phone rang. It was Captain Ye Jin Seo from the European Evacuation Command Center. Dr. Kim, we have a problem, Captain Seo said. Her voice was tight with stress. The seismic activity you detected is getting worse. We've had over 200 small earthquakes in the past 12 hours. But that's not the strange part. 4. What's the strange part? The earthquakes are happening in perfect mathematical patterns, like something is sending a message. Dr. Kim looked at Min Jun. His eyes were wide behind his glasses. Captain Seo, how are the evacuation efforts going? Dr. Kim asked. Slowly. We're loading transport ships as fast as we can, but it would take months to evacuate everyone. And honestly, most people don't want to leave. This is their home. Dr. Kim understood. Earth wasn't just a planet to humans. It was where they were born, where their families lived, where all their memories were made. Asking people to leave forever was like asking them to cut out their hearts. Captain, I need you to monitor the seismic patterns and send me real-time data. I think Earth is trying to tell us something. After ending the call, Dr. Kim turned back to Min Jun. Show me those quantum signatures again. As they studied the data, Dr. Kim's computer beeped with an incoming message. It was her analysis of the alien fleet's communications. Min Jun, look at this. 11 of the 12 species in the Drakhan fleet are not there by choice. Their communication patterns show signs of external control. Only one species, the Vextar, are sending free communications. So 11 species are slaves? That's what it looks like. The Vextar conquered them and are using them as weapons. Min Jun pointed at his screens. So young. If Earth really does have some kind of ancient AI in its core, maybe it can help those enslaved species. Dr. Kim stared at the image of Earth's glowing core. An idea was forming in her mind. A crazy, impossible idea that might just work. Min Jun, what if Earth isn't just our planet? What if it's been waiting for this moment? Waiting for what? Waiting for a species that could unite the galaxy instead of conquering it. Her phone rang again. This time it was Admiral Lee. Dr. Kim, report to the Defense Council immediately. We're making our decision. 20 minutes later, Dr. Kim stood in a room full of Earth's most important military leaders. Admiral Lee sat at the head of a long table. Everyone looked tired and worried. Ladies and gentlemen, Admiral Lee began, we have 18 hours left to make our choice. Leave Earth forever, or face certain destruction. General Martinez from South America spoke first. Admiral, our evacuation ships can only carry 2 million people. Earth has 8 billion people. Even if we had more time, we can't save everyone. Our weapons are useless against their shields, added General Chen from Asia. Every test we've run shows that their technology is centuries ahead of ours. Dr. Kim stood up. Admiral, I request permission to present new information. Go ahead, Doctor. The Drakhan Empire isn't what they claim to be. 11 of their 12 species are enslaved by the Vextar, and I have reason to believe that Earth has defenses we don't know about. The room erupted in surprised voices. Defenses? What kind of defenses? General Martinez asked. Doctor, Kim took a deep breath. There appears to be an ancient artificial intelligence in Earth's core. It's been dormant for millions of years, but it's waking up now that we're threatened. That's impossible, General Chen said. 6 months ago, I would have agreed with you. But the evidence is clear. Earth is not just our planet. It's been protecting us all along, and now it's getting ready to protect us again. Admiral Lee was quiet for a long moment. Dr. Kim, what are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that instead of running away, we trust our planet. We stand and fight. Earth may have weapons and abilities we can't imagine. And if you're wrong, General Martinez asked, if there's no ancient AI? If Earth can't protect us? Dr. Kim looked around the room at all the worried faces. Then we die as humans defending our home, instead of living as exiles wandering the empty spaces between stars. Admiral Lee nodded slowly. All in favor of staying and fighting? One by one, every person in the room raised their hand. Then it's decided, Admiral Lee said. We make our stand here on Earth. God help us all. The ground beneath Dr. So-Young Kim's feet trembled as she walked across the research facility in Switzerland. It was the fourth earthquake in the past hour, and each one was getting stronger. Around the world, seismic stations reported the same thing. Earth was shaking itself awake. Dr. Kim, you need to see this immediately. Engineer Min-jun Choi called from his monitoring station. His voice was filled with excitement and fear. Dr. Kim hurried over to where Min-jun stood, surrounded by computers showing Earth's internal structure. The blue glow in the planet's core was now bright enough to see clearly on every screen. The quantum signatures have increased by 300% in the past 6 hours, Min-jun said. And look at this. He pointed to a new display that showed sound waves coming from deep inside Earth. The waves formed complex patterns that looked almost like language. It's trying to communicate. Dr. Kim whispered. That's what I think too. I've been running the patterns through every language program we have, but nothing matches. Dr. Kim studied the wave patterns. They were beautiful and complex, like music made of mathematics. Min-jun, what if it's not trying to communicate with our computers? What if it's trying to communicate with us directly? How would that work? Before Dr. Kim could answer, every screen in the room flickered. The displays went dark for a moment, then filled with text written in perfect Korean, English, Chinese, and dozens of other human languages. Hello, So-Young Kim. I have been waiting to speak with you. Dr. Kim felt her legs go weak. She sat down hard in the nearest chair. Min-jun, are you seeing this? I'm seeing it, but I don't believe it. More text appeared on the screens. I am Terra. I have been Earth's guardian for 4 million years. Your species has reached the moment I was created to prepare for. Dr. Kim found her voice. Who created you? The first humans. Not your current civilization, but the one that came before. They knew that one day, Earth's children would face a test that would determine the future of all life in the galaxy. What test? Dr. Kim asked. The test you face now. Species that choose conquest over cooperation fail this test. They destroy themselves or are destroyed by others. Species that choose unity over domination pass the test. They become guardians of galactic peace. Min-jun leaned forward. Are you saying humans aren't the first intelligent species on Earth? Humans have evolved on Earth 7 times. 6 times they chose the path of war and were destroyed. You are the 7th attempt. You are the first to choose differently. Dr. Kim's mind raced. How did we choose differently? In your brief time in space, you have tried to communicate with every signal you detected. You have searched for friends, not enemies. When you found life on Mars and Europa, you protected it instead of destroying it. When you built artificial intelligences, you treated them as partners, not slaves. But we still have wars, Dr. Kim said. We still fight each other. Yes, but you also always try to make peace. Even your warriors dream of a world without war. This is what makes your species unique. Commander Jin-Woo Park's voice came through the facility's communication system. All stations. The alien fleet is moving into attack position. We have 6 hours until their deadline expires. Dr. Kim looked at the screens. Tara, can you help us? I have been helping you for 4 million years. I have guided your evolution, protected you from cosmic disasters, and prepared Earth's defenses for this moment. What defenses? The building shook as another earthquake rolled through the area. But this time, Dr. Kim realized it wasn't random. The shaking followed the same mathematical patterns as Tara's communication signals. Earth itself is a weapon, so young Kim. The magnetic field, the gravitational forces, the electromagnetic radiation from the core. On the screens, Tara showed images of Earth's magnetic field, beginning to pulse in regular waves. The pulses were aimed directly at the alien fleet. The Drakon ships use quantum field generators to create their shields and weapons. I can disrupt those fields by creating quantum interference patterns. Will that destroy their ships? Minjun asked. No. I will disable them without killing the crews. Remember, 11 of the 12 species in that fleet are slaves. They do not choose to be here. Dr. Kim felt hope growing in her chest. Can you free them? The Vextar control their slaves using bioweapons. Organic devices implanted in their brains. I can generate electromagnetic pulses that will destroy those devices without harming the hosts. What about the Vextar? The Vextar have chosen the path of conquest. They have destroyed civilizations across the galaxy. They will be given one chance to surrender. Tara's displays showed a map of the galaxy with dark spots marking destroyed worlds. Dr. Kim counted over 50 dead civilizations. Tara, why didn't you help those other species? I could not. Terra entities exist on only 12 worlds in this galaxy. We can only help species that evolve on our protected worlds. Each Terra waits for a species worthy of becoming galactic guardians. And we're worthy. You will be tested in the next few hours. If you choose to help the enslaved species, instead of simply destroying your enemies, you will prove your worth. End quote. Commander Park's voice came through the speakers again. All personnel, we're detecting massive energy buildups in Earth's core. Seismic activity is increasing exponentially. Dr. Kim felt the building shake again. But this time, it felt different. It felt like Earth was stretching. Like a giant waking up after a long sleep. Tara, what's happening? I am activating systems that have been dormant for millions of years. The planet's magnetic field will become a weapon. The gravitational forces will become restraints. The electromagnetic spectrum will become a tool of liberation. The screens showed incredible images of Earth's magnetic field expanding and reshaping itself. The familiar protective bubble around Earth was changing into something that looked like reaching arms. The aliens will detect what you're doing, Minjun said. Yes. They will try to attack before I can complete my preparations. This is where your species must prove itself. How? By choosing to trust me completely, even when it looks like we are failing. By standing together when the moment of greatest danger arrives. By thinking of the enslaved aliens as victims to be saved, not enemies to be destroyed. Dr. Kim looked at Minjun. He was staring at the screens with wide eyes, but he nodded at her. Tara, we trust you. Do what you need to do. Then prepare yourselves. The Vextar are moving to attack. The battle for the future of the galaxy is about to begin. The screens went dark for a moment. When they lit up again, they showed the alien fleet breaking formation and moving toward Earth at incredible speed. Dr. Kim grabbed the communication microphone. All stations. This is Dr. Kim. Terra is real, and Earth is about to defend itself. Hold your positions and trust the planet. She hoped she was making the right choice. Admiral Hyun-Sik Lee watched his command screens in amazement as 300 alien warships raced toward Earth. Their weapons were charging, their shields were at maximum power, and they moved faster than any human ship had ever traveled. It should have been the end of everything. Instead, Earth began to fight back. The planet's magnetic field, normally invisible, suddenly blazed with blue-white energy that could be seen from space. Massive electromagnetic pulses shot out from Earth like the spokes of a giant wheel, each one perfectly aimed at an alien ship. "Admiral, the enemy's shields are fluctuating," reported Lieutenant Chen from the sensor station. "Something is interfering with their quantum field generators." Admiral Lee opened a communication channel to all defense stations. "All units. This is Admiral Lee. Do not fire on the alien fleet. Repeat, do not fire. Let Earth handle this." On the main screen, the first electromagnetic pulse reached the nearest Vextar command ship. The ship's dark metal hull flickered as its shields failed. The vessel immediately lost power and began drifting helplessly in space. "Terra is doing exactly what she promised," Dr. So-Young Kim said from her position next to Admiral Lee. She had rushed to the command center when the attack began. "She's disabling their ships without destroying them." She had rushed to the command center. More pulses reached more ships. Within minutes, half the alien fleet was powerless and drifting. But the remaining Vextar vessels had adjusted their shield frequencies and were still advancing. "Admiral, incoming communication from the alien fleet," the communication officer announced. "Put it on screen." War leader Zektar appeared on the display. The insect-like creature's 6 eyes burned with rage. "Humans! What sorcery is this? What weapon do you use against us?" "Crestican. What weapon? Crestican." Admiral Lee stood up straight. "Earth herself fights for her children. Zektar, your empire of slaves ends today." "Impossible. No planet has defenses like this." "You should have learned more about Earth before you threatened it," Admiral Lee replied calmly. Zektar's image flickered with static. "We will destroy your world even if we must ram our ships into your surface." The transmission ended, and the remaining Vextar ships began a desperate dive toward Earth's atmosphere. That was when Terra revealed her second weapon. Earth's gravitational field, normally steady and predictable, began to pulse and shift. Invisible hands of gravity reached out and grabbed the attacking ships, holding them in place like insects trapped in amber. "Gravitational anomalies detected throughout the system," Lieutenant Chen reported. "The alien ships are caught in stable gravitational locks. They can't move forward or backward." Dr. Kim smiled. "Terra isn't just disabling their ships. She's keeping them safe while she works on the next phase." "What's the next phase?" Admiral Lee asked. His answer came in the form of new communication signals flooding Earth's receivers. But these weren't from the Vextar. They were from the other 11 species in the fleet. "Admiral, we're receiving transmissions in over 40 different languages," the communication officer said, excitement in her voice. "They're all saying the same thing." "What are they saying?" "They're asking for help. The bioweapons controlling them are failing." On screens throughout the command center, images appeared of alien crew members removing small metal devices from their heads and necks. The devices sparked and went dark as Terra's electromagnetic interference destroyed the Vextar control systems. Commander Jin Woo Park's voice came through the communication system from Earth Defense Station Alpha. "Admiral, I'm receiving a transmission from something called the Kethran Liberation Front. They say they've been slaves of the Vextar for 300 years, and they want to help us defeat their masters." More voices joined the communications. Species with names like the Mordai, the Velthar, and the Zinkar all reported that their bioweapon controls had been destroyed. They were free for the first time in centuries. "Admiral Lee," came a new voice in heavily accented but clear English. "This is Fleet Captain Zuran of the Mordai people. Our ships are disabled, but our weapons still function. We request permission to target the Vextar vessels." Admiral Lee looked at Dr. Kim. "Permission granted, Captain Zuran. Welcome to the fight for freedom." What happened next was unlike any battle in galactic history. The enslaved species turned their weapons against their former masters. Vextar command ships found themselves under attack from every direction as their own fleet rebelled against them. Ships that had worked together for centuries suddenly became enemies. But the Vextar were not defenseless. Their remaining vessels began firing bioweapons toward Earth's surface, hoping to poison the planet's atmosphere and kill every human. Terra was ready for this too. Earth's atmosphere itself began to glow as Terra activated another ancient defense system. The planet's air became a massive electromagnetic filter that destroyed the bioweapons before they could reach the ground. Incredible, Dr. Kim whispered. Terra has turned our entire planet into a fortress. The battle lasted 3 hours. When it ended, every Vextar ship was either destroyed or captured. The enslaved species had won their freedom, and Earth had won the right to survive. But Terra wasn't finished. New signals began broadcasting from Earth toward every corner of the galaxy. Dr. Kim monitored the transmissions and realized what Terra was doing. She's contacting other worlds, Dr. Kim told Admiral Lee. Other planets with Terra entities. She's telling them that the test has been passed. What does that mean? It means humanity has proven itself worthy of becoming galactic guardians. Terra is activating a network that's been waiting for millions of years. On the main screen, star maps appeared showing 12 worlds scattered across the galaxy. Each world began to glow with the same blue light that now surrounded Earth. Captain Yejinsio's voice came through the communication system from the evacuation centers. Admiral, the liberated alien species are requesting permission to land on Earth. They want to thank us personally. Admiral Lee smiled for the first time in days. Permission granted, Captain. Let's welcome our new friends home. Fleet Captain Zoran's ship was the first to land. The Mordai captain was tall and thin, with blue-gray skin and 4 arms. When she met Admiral Lee at the landing site, she did something unexpected. She knelt down and placed all 4 hands on the ground. I thank Terra for our freedom, she said in her accented English. And I thank humans for showing us what cooperation looks like. Admiral Lee helped her stand. Captain, you fought for your own freedom. We just gave you the chance. Captain Zoran's large silver eyes filled with tears. For 300 years, my people forgot what hope felt like. Today, you gave it back to us. Similar scenes played out across Earth as more liberated species landed to meet their human allies. Each species brought stories of oppression and dreams of a better future. But the most important moment came when Terra spoke to all of them together through every communication device on Earth. Children of the galaxy, Terra's voice said in hundreds of languages. Today you have proven that cooperation is stronger than conquest. The Drakhan Empire is dead. In its place, build something better. Dr. Kim felt tears running down her cheeks as she listened to Terra's words. The age of galactic guardians has begun. 6 months after the battle that freed the galaxy, Ambassador So-Young Kim stood before the largest gathering of intelligent species in known history. The Great Assembly Hall in Geneva had been expanded 3 times to accommodate delegates from 47 different worlds. She looked out at the amazing variety of life forms before her. The blue-skinned Mordai sat next to the crystalline Velthar. The plant-like Zinkar delegates shared translator devices with the gaseous Heffron representatives who existed in special containment suits. Despite their vast differences, they all had one thing in common. They were free. Friends and allies. Ambassador Kim began, speaking into a translator that would convert her words into dozens of languages. 6 months ago, we gathered here not as equals, but as enemies. The Vextar Empire had turned you into weapons against your will and pointed you at Earth, expecting us to fight each other to the death. A murmur of agreement passed through the assembly. Many delegates still wore scars from the bioweapon implants that had controlled their minds for centuries. Instead, we discovered something the Vextar never understood. When given the choice between conquest and cooperation, most species choose cooperation. Ambassador Kim gestured to a large display screen that showed the current state of the galaxy. Instead of the dark empire that had existed under Vextar rule, the map now showed a network of connected worlds working together. Today, we officially established the Galactic Liberation Council. Not as an empire, but as a voluntary alliance of free worlds dedicated to protecting life and promoting peace. The applause that followed was unlike anything ever heard on Earth. It combined the sounds of clapping hands, clicking claws, ringing crystals, and musical tones from species that communicated through sound frequencies. Captain Yejin Seo watched the ceremony from the back of the hall. She wore the new uniform of the Joint Exploration Fleet, which combined human designs with elements from all member species. Over the past 6 months, she had led 3 successful missions to locate other worlds with Terra entities. Each discovery had been remarkable. They found an ocean world where the local Terra had been protecting intelligent dolphins for 2 million years. They discovered a desert planet, where an insectoid species had built magnificent crystal cities under Terra's guidance. Most surprisingly, they found a world of living gas clouds whose Terra had spent eons teaching them to create music that could be heard across solar systems. Captain Seo, came a familiar voice behind her. She turned to see Admiral Hyun-Sik Lee, who now served as Earth's representative to the Council's Military Coordination Committee. Admiral, how are the integration efforts proceeding? Admiral Lee smiled. Better than anyone expected. The Mordai Engineering Corps finished upgrading our deep space sensors yesterday. The Velthar crystal technology has improved our communication systems by 300%. And the Zinkar botanical knowledge is helping us grow food on worlds we thought were barren. What about the Vextar survivors? Admiral Lee's expression became more serious. That's complicated. Most of them genuinely didn't understand that the other species were intelligent. They were raised to believe that only Vextar were truly sentient. Some are adapting to the new reality better than others. The Vextar question had been the most difficult challenge facing the new alliance. After the battle, 100,000 Vextar survivors had surrendered. Some were genuinely sorry for their actions and wanted to learn about cooperation. Others remained convinced that conquest was the natural order of the universe. How many are participating in the rehabilitation program? Captain Seo asked. About 60,000. They're working alongside the species they once enslaved, learning to see them as equals. It's slow progress, but it's progress. And the others? The other 40,000 have been relocated to an isolated star system where they can't harm anyone. They have everything they need to survive. But they're cut off from the rest of the galaxy until they choose to change. Captain Seo nodded. It wasn't a perfect solution, but it was better than the alternative. The Alliance had chosen mercy over revenge, even for their former enemies. On the assembly floor, Ambassador Kim was introducing a special guest. Terra's voice had become familiar to everyone in the Alliance, but seeing her communicate through the blue energy displays never stopped being amazing. Children of the Galaxy. Terra's words appeared in floating text above the assembly, translated into every language simultaneously. 6 months ago, you faced a test that has destroyed countless civilizations. You passed that test by choosing unity over division. The assembly fell silent as Terra's message continued. But your real test is just beginning. Building a peaceful galaxy is harder than winning a war. It requires patience, forgiveness, and the wisdom to solve conflicts without violence. Ambassador Kim felt a thrill of pride as she watched the delegates nodding in agreement. These species had already shown remarkable progress in working together. To help you with this task, the Terra Network is sharing technology and knowledge that has been preserved for millions of years. Medical advances that can heal any injury. Energy sources that will never run out. Transportation methods that make distance meaningless. The implications were staggering. Disease, poverty, and isolation could become things of the past for every member of the Alliance. But remember, technology alone does not create peace. Peace is created by the daily choice to treat others with respect and kindness. Tara's message faded, leaving the assembly in thoughtful silence. Ambassador Kim stepped forward again. As our first act as the Galactic Liberation Council, I propose we establish the Terra Accord, a set of principles that will guide our alliance. She gestured to another display that showed the proposed agreement. First, every species has the right to freedom and self-determination. Second, conflicts will be resolved through discussion and compromise, never through violence. Third, knowledge and resources will be shared freely among all member worlds. Fourth, no species will be forced to join the alliance, and any species may leave if they choose. The vote was unanimous. As the ceremony concluded, Ambassador Kim found herself standing with Captain Seo and Admiral Lee on the observation deck overlooking Lake Geneva. The lake's surface reflected the lights of the alien ships that now shared the sky with human vessels. "Do you think we can really do it?" Captain Seo asked. "Create lasting peace across the entire galaxy." Ambassador Kim looked up at the stars, knowing that each point of light might hold worlds full of life. "I think we have to try. Terra gave us this chance, but it's up to us to make it work." "The Vex Tar ruled through fear for 1,000 years, Admiral Lee said. "Their empire lasted because everyone was afraid to fight back. We've proven that fear doesn't last forever." A small ship passed overhead, carrying a mixed crew of humans and aliens on an exploration mission to the galaxy's outer rim. They were looking for more worlds that might want to join the alliance. "Terra was right," Ambassador Kim said. "Building peace is harder than winning wars, but it's also more rewarding." Terra won. Far below in the city, children from dozens of species played together in parks designed to accommodate every form of life. Human children chased Mordai youngsters through crystal gardens grown by young Velthar. Zinkar saplings provided shade while Heffron children created musical light displays in the evening air. These children would grow up in a galaxy where cooperation was normal and war was just a story their parents told them. They would explore worlds their grandparents never dreamed of, make friends their ancestors could never have imagined, and solve problems by working together instead of fighting. The Drakon Empire was gone, erased by the very species it had tried to destroy. In its place stood something unprecedented in galactic history, a civilization built on hope instead of fear, on cooperation instead of conquest. And at the center of it all was Earth, the small blue world that had taught the galaxy a simple but powerful truth. Even the smallest act of kindness can change everything. Terra's quiet presence could be felt in every decision, every friendship, and every moment when someone chose to help instead of harm. The ancient guardian had waited 4 million years for this moment. And now, her patience was finally rewarded. The age of galactic guardians had truly begun.